Shots in the Dark contains graphic depictions of events that may not be suitable for all listeners. We encourage all of our listeners to be open-minded and engage in dialogue with us through any of our social media accounts or email.
You see my butt? Hello.
Hello. I will start, but first, champagne.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
I keep getting champagne mustache. Just leave a little surprise for later. Hi, and welcome to Shots in the Dark. I'm Ty.
I'm Whitney.
And we should take a shot. I guess.
I guess. So for anyone new or for the people that have forgotten, don't cheers us with water. We all know that that's bad luck. We don't like bad luck for other people. Cheers. Do you know how many times, by the way, since yesterday, when you're talking about the home video of you just being super fabulous when you were young?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And how didn't anyone know? All I could think about all day was that dance move you were doing, which made me the happiest I've ever been.
I swear to God, that was the dance move I did in this home video. And
I like it so much.
I remember a few years back, my grandfather telling me that he had so many home videos of me and my cousins when we were kids that he wanted to give me one day at some point, and all I could think was just horror, because I'm wondering how many weird dance moves are in those videos.
I want them. I want the things.
Yes, I was really fabulous as a 10-year-old.
Well, you're far more fabulous than I was. I was trading baseball cards in my purse that my mother had me carry.
How did people not know about us? I don't know.
Well, I wasn't allowed boys' toys, so I had things hidden away in my purse, like baseball cards and Matchbox cards and comic books.
So, Whitney.
What do you want?
You are the true crime portion of the show tonight.
Oh, that really sucks. I prepared paranormal? Is that okay to double it up?
I mean, I guess we could just flip it, and I could tell an impromptu story about how I'm dead inside.
Yeah. Flip it and reverse it.
Put that thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
There you go.
Yes. Or we could just have an extra super paranormal version of the show. Would you like that, everybody?
Would you like that?
The part of the show that I am pretty sure a lot of people just turn it off once it gets to the paranormal part of it.
I've been kind of threatening that I was going to do this one for a little while. Uh-huh. But it's because we did another one. Remember, I told you a long time ago. 30-ish episodes ago.
In the Dark Days era?
No, we released it.
Oh.
That I found 3 more, and then eventually I was going to do all of them.
Okay.
Well, it turns out it was just 2. And it also turns out that I have all the information on the other one.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is right now.
What are you doing to me?
So I'm going to tell you about the murder of Stacey Mitchell.
Okay.
I know you won't know this because it took me a little while to find it. And I told you I got worried today and started re-researching because that's who I am.
Yeah.
I also decisively was watching 2 documentaries.
Does this go back to the lesbian vampire killer?
It does.
Ooh.
Although I don't know. Okay, we'll get through the story, but I don't feel a ton like that should be a moniker that's associated with this.
I know, but it's just...
Like Wiggy,
yeah.
That one at least was full on like, oh yeah, I could see where you would get this title.
Yeah, because she was wigging out.
Yeah. So Stacey Mitchell was an English transplant from Dorset, England. She had emigrated to Australia at age 10 with her parents, Adam and Sophie. They were apparently very loving and, lovely. She didn't really have a terrible childhood or anything like that. She just was.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that she didn't have a terrible childhood.
Yeah. I'm especially happy knowing what I know about this story that she didn't have a terrible childhood. By the time that she was 16 in 2006, an argument with her parents had prompted her to run away, and through a friend she had started lodging with David Ross, John Haynes, Jessica Ellen Stasinowski, and Valerie Page Parashamti in the rented home in Lathlane, a suburb of Perth in Western Australia.
Okay, Perth. I know of it.
So, yes, Perth. The thing about it that I think is kind of funny is that the lesbian vampire killers are in Australia. Like, both of them.
Yeah, I already had that thought in my brain hole.
Stacey and her friend were given a front bedroom for $20 a week, which cheap as fuck.
So cheap.
$20 a week in 2006.
I was gonna say that's
crazy.
This isn't the 60s or 70s. This is 2006.
Yeah, it's basically now.
So she was 16 in 2006.
Yeah.
So I am the same age as this person.
Yeah. About 2 days later, her friend had moved interstate and left 16-year-old Stacey at the house. During her short stay, Stasinowski, then 21, accused her girlfriend, Parashamti, who was 19, of flirting with the young woman. A documentary I had watched implied that Parashamti was returning, or at least reveling in Stacey's advances, because Stasinowski was working full-time, but I've never seen anything that reinforces that besides the documentary.
So she moves out with her girlfriend?
Stacey?
Yeah.
Stacey moved out with a friend.
Oh, but was not her girlfriend.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So the friend was trying to help her out because, when you're a teenager, sometimes you get in a fight with your parents and then you just move out of the house.
Yeah.
But you go hang out with your friend for a second and you don't really move out.
So how old was Stacey?
16.
And her friend was how old?
No idea. There's no information on her
But
friend.
old enough to have her own place, it sounds like?
No.
No?
These are random. They move in to this room because these people have a room for let.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they effectively ran off together.
I think her friend was just trying to be supportive.
Oh.
I think her friend was just like, oh, you're having a terrible time. Let's run off for a little bit.
Okay. I guess for me, it just seems like a lot to uproot your life and move for somebody.
Well, she was 16.
Yeah, I know. And I just want to know how old her friend was.
I don't think it was a situation where they were moving for that person. I just feel like they were like, well, okay, I can also move. Let's do it.
They were both ready to just move and do a thing.
Yeah, and then the friend moved out.
Yeah. Okay.
2 days after they were living
All right.
there.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down. What was the friend's name again?
No idea. I have zero information on the friend. Friend could be Boo Boo Shadoobie for all I know.
I like that. We should just call the friend that.
Well, if the friend came back into play, I would, but I can't because the friend doesn't come back. Friend is a bit player in this play. Apparently, Stacey would often walk around scantily clad, sometimes in a bikini, which then made Stasinowski a little peeved off, I guess, because she thought she was trying to be flashy towards her girlfriend. Get better. If you're that nervous about it, there's something wrong, dude. If you think your girlfriend's gonna run off with a 16-year-old, she's 19, dude. Gross. Sorry, but gross.
Okay.
Both Stasinowski and Parashamti had troubled childhoods. Stanisowski was a product of divorce and a cutter who also chose to burn herself, which, no shame, dude, I get it. Sometimes things kind of suck, and that's the way you get that kind of feeling out. But they were kind of demonizing it in some of the things I was reading. And well, she obviously was terrible because she did these things. And I was like, a lot of people do that. Settle it down.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. That's something that they would demonize, but okay.
There were also reports in the court appeal documents that she chose to live on the street, use drugs, and would sometimes be involved in sex work. Although I literally found that nowhere, but I trust the court documents over random internet articles. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also coming from the psychologist that was talking to her later. She may have manufactured these items to be like, look, poor me, or they could be happening. I can't speak to the truth on this. Parashamti was physically abused by her father from the ages of 3 to 16, even noting on several occasions that she had to protect her younger siblings and his wife from his abusive tendencies. On one occasion, she recalled having shears held to her throat by her father.
Oh my God.
And she had to kick him to get him off of her.
Oh, that's so horrifying. Mm-hmm. Sweet little baby.
It was reported that they were both in some way a part of a vampire subculture that had involvement in drinking blood at times.
There goes the sweet little baby comment right out the fucking window.
Fine. Whatever. I don't yuck on yums, dude. As long as it's all consensual, who cares?
And this was before Twilight.
Well, they weren't throwing glitter on themselves, Ty. No glitter in this story, I promise.
We're done with Twilight.
Stacey was unaware of their proclivities, and if she was cognizant of the stress of her being at the house, her actions in the 3 days she spent there didn't show it.
3 days?
3 days. I read something where it said that they knew each other for a week, and that they had her staying there for 11 days, but the standard of it says 3 days. So her friend left after the second day, and then the third day that she was there.
That's how quick this happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
On the night of December 18th, 2006, Parashumpty and Stasinowski, Haynes and Stacey were partying. Haynes later stated that the women had been desperate to prove their love to each other and had often spoken about killing someone.
Oh, I hate this. I fucking hate this.
You're going to be much angrier later.
I'm so upset.
Mm-hmm. Parashumpty had told Haynes that, quote, no one should destroy your happiness and you should kill anyone that does. Haynes had told her, quote, that sounds like a good idea, but I can think of better people to kill than Stacey. So he already knew that it was pretty pointed at her. The four had sat around the table drinking whiskey and dancing until Haynes and the girls had argued after he had found Stasinowski grinding glass in the kitchen with a mortar and pestle.
What are you doing? Why are we telling this? That's horrifying.
Wait, hold on. There's more. I'd also read something where it said that they were drinking champagne, at least a half a bottle to each. So, bad choice on your drink tonight.
As I'm fucking drinking champagne while you're telling me the story.
Well, you're lucky I don't have a mortar and pestle, so...
Would you do that to me?
No.
I thought you loved me.
I love you so dearly. I say this to you, like, twice a day. Or more.
It's
creepily.
true.
He had asked what she was doing and was told that she was intending for the glass to go into Stacey's drink. He had expressed that it would be a, quote, agonizing way to die, to which she replied, quote, don't worry, I'll just bury her head in the ground to shut her up.
Oh.
I mean, you asked for more female killers. I got you.
Okay. So this couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
This murdery couple.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dude and a chick, or it's two chicks? It's two chicks.
Yeah, it's two gals.
That's what I thought. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it was two chicks.
Mm-hmm.
But her friend was a dude.
The person that had owned the house, the one they're renting from, was his grandfather. So,
okay.
Or rather, I read it was his grandfather, but I also read it was his father, but I've read more of the grandfather.
But Haynes is a dude?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify.
Realizing it would take a long time, she and Parashumpty decided to enact another plan. They added Stilnox, which is a prescription drug that is used to, quote, initiate and maintain sleep in those with sleeping difficulties, to Stacey's glass of whiskey.
Where the fuck did they get that from?
I would assume that one of them probably had a prescription for it. A lot of what I've read about their backstories it's hinging on, like, drugs and drug abuse.
Okay.
They may or may not have had access to it via a prescription, like a legal one, or someone was able to give it to them. Obviously, most other prescription drugs you can get without a prescription from people. Don't do it, though, humans. Other reports will state that they all had taken the pill and it was presented as ecstasy to Stacey, but the other ones knew that it was a sleeping pill because of the effects of things like this and Ambien when you're drinking alcohol, or if you stay up later, obviously, can possibly give you a high. That's why all of the last night on Ambien stories happen. It's really...
So, like, you wake up naked in your car with a pot of spaghetti in your lap.
Yeah. Or in your kitchen, passed out inside of a Tupperware bowl of stew.
Actually, I've heard some real fun Ambien stories lately. But we'll save that for a different day.
I've heard some good ones. Haynes was asked to help corner Stacey to trap her. When he refused, he was told to just watch, and that if he tried to stop him, he would be hurt. Instead, he had followed the girl's instructions to put music on loudly. He remembers walking back to his room and hearing, now, 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 before hearing Stacey yell out for help. He told them he needed to leave because he was having a panic attack. Stanisowski had tied a black shirt around his eyes and was given a phone with the provision that she would call him when it was, quote, all right to come back.
He knows what's going on.
Yes. Supposedly, he felt fearful of them. Now, that doesn't justify his behavior later.
This is not okay.
No, I'm aware. I am not the person that did it. I didn't do it, Ty.
I know you didn't do
me.
it. I have a lot of fucking feelings about this. Fill my champagne.
So demanding.
Even if you don't know that they're going to kill this person, you know that they're doing something horrible. You know that they're hurting this person.
Yes.
Like, we'll let you know when it's okay to come back. We're going to give you a blindfold or some shit.
But then there's also the argument of fear about having your own personal injury. Now, like I said, I'm not justifying what happens later. I'm just saying devil's advocate on this. He could have been actually fearful for his life because these people are a bit odd to begin with, and he's known them for a little while. Or he could have, whilst he was having the panic attack, shut down, which I've had that happen where I don't know what's happening in the entirety of the world. I just have to, like, have a moment to sit in my panic blanket. In these cases, I get where you can almost get, let's say, tunnel vision and leave. The problem that I have with it is after regaining some sort of cognizance, that he didn't go, everything is wrong, I need to go to police. This is where I have a bigger issue.
Yeah, especially though it sounds like he knew that it was leading up to this because
for sure.
they had made the comments earlier and he
while.
knew that it was pointed at Stacey.
Correct.
But I'm sorry, I want to hear what happens.
At 1:40 a.m., Haynes had called to ask if Stacey was dead. Stazanowski had confirmed that she was. He was told to give them 2 hours to clean up her remains and the blood. Supposedly at this time, he had walked around aimlessly without having any direction because he didn't know what to do.
We'll find the nearest police department.
There we go.
Okay.
At 3:20 a.m., he received a phone call that said